What's up everyone? Today I'm pitting the OneWheel Pint against the Boosted Mini S. They both have similar top speed, range, and price, but one's a regular skateboard style and one uses like magic. I'm taking each one on my commute from Hollywood to downtown LA to see how they match up on rough roads, tight turns, crowds of people, acceleration, portability, ride feel, and not for nothing, the vibe you give off. Let's go! First off, I just want to say a huge thank you to the over 2,000 new subscribers I've gotten from my last video on automation and universal basic income. Shout out to the Yang Gang for supporting me on that. If you were hoping this video was another knee the curve, trust me, I am working on it and I will have that out very soon. Okay, rough roads. On my commute, I'm on the street 50% of the time and the sidewalk 50% of the time. And on the street, you always have to watch for potholes, but even on the sidewalk, there's these big ass cracks like this. What I'm gonna do is take both boards off this crack and see which one does the best. Even though both boards performed pretty well on this crack, I gotta give the edge to the OneWheel. But just because the Pint has that big rubber wheel that makes the road feel so soft, doesn't mean it's comfortable or easy. It still takes some practice. You know, I definitely scraped the bottom of the board a few times. Big ones like this will still kind of maybe knock you off the board if you're not ready for it. My commute doesn't have any dirt roads, but it does have some places where if I need to pass somebody, I can roll up on some grass on the OneWheel, and I can't do that on the boosted board. And this isn't on my commute, but just to show you how different they perform on rough roads, here's this. The boosted board just cannot compete with the off-road stuff, so point OneWheel. Technically, this is part of my commute. It's also the tightest corner I could find. It's literally a right angle, and because it's a hallway, there is zero wiggle room. I was actually kind of surprised at how well the boosted board did, and it's because it's the Mini and you can pop the nose up to help you turn those corners. But it's pretty obvious the OneWheel is the master at handling these corners. And you know, they both performed really well in the real world, but I gotta give this one to the OneWheel again. Both boards performed really well in crowds. You don't have to balance on the boosted board. I mean, kinda, but not the same way as you have to balance on the OneWheel. The OneWheel is just on one wheel. So you still have to sort of use your muscles to balance, and if people are bumping you and it's real tight, you don't want to like have to get off really quick, because if you don't do it right, it will just go. If you're in a real tight situation and you don't do something right, the board can kind of just like fly out from under you and like crash into somebody. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I could see that happening. But on the boosted board, you're just standing on a platform basically, and you know, you can dial in whether you're going forward or backwards pretty nicely. And if you want to step off the board, it's nothing. You just step off the board. There's no worry about the board freaking out and flying off and running into somebody. If it's a really tight crowd, you're probably going to get off the board anyway. So that's another reason why I'd give the edge to the boosted board, because it's lighter. I got the Pint because it's a lot lighter than the other OneWheel, but it's still 23 pounds versus the boosted board's 15 pounds. So if you just got to pick it up and walk to your next spot, it's nicer, it's just lighter. As soon as the crowd opens up a little bit though, that's where the OneWheel Pint really shines, because it can turn on a dime. You can take pretty sharp turns and weave around people. But overall, in general, crowds, point goes to boosted board. Acceleration is not even a contest. Boosted board. The boosted board acceleration is hands down way more powerful than the Pint. This is the fastest, most powerful setting. Just mashing the button. There we go. And we're pretty much maxed out. You have to train on this thing. You have to get used to it before you can just take off at full speed on a boosted board. Like, you're not doing that your first day, maybe not your first week. And if you are, you're taking your life in your own hands. But I'll say this, if you're gonna try to go full speed on a OneWheel Pint, either one, you're gonna be putting your life in your own hands as well, because those things aren't really designed to take off insanely fast. There's way too many videos out there online of people nosediving on the OneWheels because they're trying to lean forward and accelerate too fast. With the boosted board, it feels way more comfortable to get to that top speed a lot faster. I think they both brake pretty hard, with the slight edge going to the boosted board. There's an adjustment period for both boards, and over the last week, I've gotten a lot better at like throwing my weight back to stop fast on the Pint. You know, at first I thought the Pint didn't stop very fast, but if you really do it right, you can stop very fast. So some people might disagree with me that and say, you know, the OneWheel stop faster. I'm gonna give the slight edge to the boosted board, but because also the boosted board wins hands down in acceleration, for this one, point boosted. Big test for me, does it fit in my gym locker? I go to 24-hour fitness, it's, you know, they don't have big lockers. And so I brought both the boards there, tried them out, and they both fit. That was the big test. It works for me, I'm good. That 8 pounds, that 8 extra pounds on that OneWheel, you feel it. It's there. Yeah, you're not gonna notice it much if you just gotta pick it up and go up a quick flight of steps. But if you gotta carry it for any length of time, you're gonna start to notice it. So just because of the lighter weight, obviously point goes to boosted. With the OneWheel, as soon as you sort of get it and you can ride it, it's like, it just goes where you lean. It's really easy. I think obviously to get really good on it, and super confident would take some more time. I'm not there yet, I just got this thing, but like learning it, I think that goes to the OneWheel. Exhibit A, my first time on a OneWheel. Roll it!
Skate walk, number 1.
Skate walk? Is that what we're calling this? What is this, a moonwalk?
Look, he wore his Vans just for this. Here we go.
You have to.
What?
Take,
It's not even on.
skate walk, take 2, power on.
Okay, I think it's on.
Notice the Vans, people. Oh, notice the wobbly legs. You know,
On?
you
I
know,
feel like it's not working.
in Paris, they rip down the streets in these easily sipping tea. That's London too. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing on lawn?
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
That's bad.
Okay, baby steps.
Oh God.
Is it moving?
Yeah. This is like my first time ever on the board. Come on, this is great. I think that's pretty good because I am quite drunk right there. So after you're kind of good on both of them, what is the riding experience like? If you want to go fast and you've got like a bike trail, or if you live in the suburbs and there's not a ton of traffic and the roads are really well paved and you want to get from point A to point B a little faster and you're not really worried about big cracks in the sidewalk or off-road, you know, I'd say go with a boosted board, the mini or the long board. Both of those are gonna get you there fast. They're great. But if you want a super smooth, buttery, all-purpose, floating on a cloud, reads your mind board, then you gotta go with a OneWheel. It's a little smoother, it's quieter, it just feels like it understands you. You know, it just knows what you want. You don't have to tell it what to do with a little controller or whatever. It just sort of senses what you want to do and does it. It's like a little extension of your body. It becomes a part of you. There's something kind of magical about the OneWheel Pint. But I could see how if you were a fucking speed demon, you'd be like, nah, no, boosted board all the way. And, you know, so to each their own. I like both for this one. This one is impossible to decide, so I gotta go with the tie. A lot of people, I think they sort of aspire to, you know, be the coolest versions of themselves, and, you know, they think, I'm gonna have a diet and I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna bike to work, or I'm gonna get a OneWheel, and I'm gonna learn to skateboard again, and all that stuff. But they don't do it, and so when they see somebody doing it, and they admire it. That was a whole rant. I don't know if any of that is relevant or true, or who cares, right? Because fuck what anyone else thinks, right? Like, who cares? And you shouldn't care. This is not a deciding factor to like get the board, which one's gonna make me look cool. And if either one of them makes you look cooler than the other, it's always gonna be subjective. What am I gonna tell you? Like, yes, this one's definitely makes you look cooler than the other one. Well, that would just be my opinion anyway. So I'll just say some things about what people might think and perceive as cool or not cool. I think riding a board in general, cool. People are very used to seeing people on skateboards. I think when you see someone on a skateboard, it's generally cool. And people are so used to it that maybe it's even kind of like boring. I think then extra cool to be seen on a OneWheel because it's very new, it's eye-catchy. You're putting yourself out there on this like crazy thing, and you know, people they spot something that looks different, and so you're gonna be sort of more in the spotlight with that. And you know, as long as you own it, obviously, cooler to be even more noticeable. It's so obvious that it's this futuristic piece of mobility tech that is somehow in present day. Just because it's so futuristic, I personally give the edge for the vibe, the coolness factor to OneWheel. I lost my hat making this video. Not this one, obviously, because I didn't find it, but when I rushed back to go find it, I chose a board to get there fast, and the one I chose was the boosted board. The boosted board's light, I was in a hurry, I had to run down some stairs, and I wanted to get there real fast. The boosted board's fast. That might tell you something. I gotta get somewhere, I gotta get there quick, I don't wanna think about it, I'm gonna take the boosted board. But if I'm just out for a joyride, and the purpose of me going out is to just kinda leisurely have some fun, I'm probably gonna take the OneWheel. For whatever that's worth, that's my analysis. Let me know in the comments if this video helped you make your decision and what board you got, or if you just went crazy and got both, which, awesome. I answer every single comment, so hit me up. Check out the description for all the ways to support this channel. Likes and subscribes are awesome, but really the best way is to share this channel with someone you think will like it. Thanks for watching. Peace.